Hi folks, I figured I would put together a quick video entry because I wanted to discuss our partnership with MIGSOLV, who are a fantastic data center based up the road in Norwich, and what that means for our customers, for their customers, and how it can help the UK certainly data-centric market more. So, why did we enter into a partnership with MIGSOLV? Let me put a stat out there. So the Network World blog site the other day released a stat that said that private cloud spending had reached £3.5 billion, which is an increase of 28.2% year on year. And so clearly public cloud spending has outstripped that. I wouldn't deny that for a second. But what that means, obviously, is there is a big investment in businesses looking to use private cloud to add more flexibility to their infrastructure when it comes to deploying workloads in a data center environment. So, why did we partner up with MIGSOLV? So MIGSOLV, like I said, just based up the road, they are a world-class facility. That is without a shadow of a doubt. Their bomb-proof Fort Knox style data center has many security accreditations and, allows users to get a peace of mind when deploying their private cloud infrastructure into their data center. What they didn't have was a consulting partner that allowed them to make best use of that data center in terms of the onboarding process, and that's what we believe at Spicule we can bring to the party. And so, our role in this partnership is to work with the businesses, the people who are interested in bringing their services to the MIGSOLV data center and help, procure hardware, set up that hardware, deploy the private cloud software, the OpenStack software into the environment, and then of course migrate all their services. What we don't want is for users to feel like they're just, having their stuff set up and then left to their own devices. We're here to provide support. We're here to provide migration services. And, at Spicule, we've done this a bunch of times with different users, and we can certainly help more UK-based businesses. So what does this bring to UK-based businesses? MIGSOLV is based out in Norwich, and so is out of the bigger cities in the UK. It's part of a data center network, so that connectivity between them all is very fast and very reliable. Obviously, it's close to London, but not in London, and so what that means is, London is obviously a target for terrorism, for events that are happening in the UK. And so moving your primary data center out of London to the outskirts of Norwich, certainly offsets some of that risk. And so, if you're a London-based business and you want to be able to mitigate some of your risk capacity, then moving your data center, your data services out to somewhere like Norwich is certainly something that should be of interest to the risk managers in the business. And so being outside of London certainly both helps in terms of cost, it helps in terms of security, it helps in terms of performance and access to the rest of the country and also overseas. And so the use case out in the wonders of East Anglia, obviously we're here to serve London. So financial institutions, we can help move your services to a more resilient location. Similarly with the energy sector, obviously offshore wind farms are a big thing. We've got nuclear power down here, and obviously there's an awful lot of more traditional coal-fired power stations and that type of thing as well. So there's an awful lot of energy being produced in and around the East Coast, up and down the East Coast of England. And an awful lot of data is generated. Energy companies are quite often a little bit antiquated in how they do things. So, taking your more traditional based services, putting them in a private cloud type infrastructure that looks like Amazon but is on your own infrastructure, obviously means that you've got heightened security, you can pick your own hardware, you can put your own bespoke stuff in. and that's obviously a benefit. And so certainly for energy companies out in East Anglia, that could certainly be an additional use case and make life easier. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why you might want to come and put your private cloud infrastructure into MIGSOLV. We're really looking forward to helping out businesses, helping develop the flexibility that businesses should be able to afford with private data center deployments, but maybe have had issues with in the past or just not known how to do. So if you want to find out more, obviously you can get in contact with MIGSOLV. They have an awful lot of experience and are interested in how to get your infrastructure into their data center. You can get in contact with Spicule, and we will be able to obviously facilitate the setup configuration of the cloud-based services. So, if you're interested in moving to the private cloud, if you're interested in leveraging, the cloud functionality, but without having to put your stuff in a public fronting cloud, or you're just trying to reduce costs with the extended scale that, a large but reasonably static public cloud-based deployment might cost you, come and have a chat with us. We'll then have a chat with MIGSOLV. We can all get together and figure out what works best. But the partnership itself, I'm really looking forward to. Big thank you to the guys at MIGSOLV, especially for all the work they've put in over the last few weeks, getting the promotional materials together, getting the booklets done, obviously inviting us to a couple of events, and trying to drive this partnership forward. So I'm really excited about it. I know the guys are really excited about it. And then combining that with our software partners up at Canonical, who provide all the OpenStack deployments, I think this is going to be a great thing going forward. So if you're interested in finding out more, click the link in the description or give us a call, and we're happy to set up a chat and go from there.